Hi everyone, CNX Software. So what I have here is ClockworkPi Gameshell Retro Game Console. It's based on the Allwinner R16 processor on Run Linux, but there's also Arduino part to control the buttons and everything else. And it comes as a kit. And in the first part of the review, linked in the description, I show how to assemble it. It takes about 1 hour, maybe less than 1 hour, to assemble all bits, and it's quite fun. And beside gaming, you can also use it for hacking with Arduino. There is another cover. Again, I shown in the first part of the review where you can put, you can access iOS. And just a quick description. Okay, we have a color display here, X, Y, A, B keys, select start keys that also do volume, menu key, shift, and a D-pad. Here we have 2 speakers. Those buttons are not actually buttons, but it's just to keep the 2 parts of the case together. And here we can see a little bit about the hardware through the transparent case. Okay, so let's start. Okay, I had already started, and this is the power button. This is a HDMI port, micro HDMI, micro USB port, and audio port. Okay, and this is the main menu, but first I will go inside the setting to show what you have to do the first time. There are many options, but first you'd have to go to Wi-Fi. You configure your Wi-Fi. That's only 2.4 GHz. No dual band, no 5 GHz, but that's usually fine. One thing that's a little weird for me is normally I use A for accept and B for back, but here they use B for enter and A for back, so just need to get used to it. And the first time you boot this, maybe you want to change the language a little bit. They have English, Japanese, Chinese, Spanish and French for now. And check firmware update. Mine shipped with version 1.2.3, but I updated it and now it's already the latest. I'll come back to the menu later, to the settings later at the end of the review. And now let's go through the games a little bit. So those are all emulators, but you need your own ROMs and I don't have it, but for the indie games they are already loaded in the ROM, so we can play a little bit. Okay. Sometimes it's a bit confusing because some game you have to press A, this game you have to press start. You have to, okay. Okay, that's a little dark. So we go back here and I will adjust the brightness, just check. Okay, it's not the maximum. Okay, let's see another game. Nyan Cat. Is that a game? I'm not sure. Okay, and you cannot do anything, just move up and down and see how long you can last. Okay, I cannot last long. Let's go back. This one is a real game. Okay. So that's this type of game. Okay, if you press menu, you will go directly to the main menu. You don't need to go through. Oh no. Okay, if you press menu a few times, we go back. Okay. So after the indie games, you also have Retro Arch. So if you have never played with Retro Arch, and okay, here is A is accept and B is back. So you would normally you would need to download a core, and there are many here. And I already tried the game 2048. Okay, and we can play. Okay, etc. So this one you don't usually need your own. Okay, Cave Story is another nice little game. Let's have a quick look. Okay, this type of game where you try to find your way outside a labyrinth. Okay, it took me a while to find out to open the door you need to go press down. But okay. Alright. Sometimes it's a little difficult, but they have, if you get stuck, they have some video explaining how to play online. Okay, Doom, of course we have Doom. Okay, I remember I will not last long. Okay, that's Doom, and it's working just as you expect. Oops. Okay, enough for now. Okay, you have Pico 8. My first time I discovered Pico 8 is inside, what is it called? Pocket Chip. It's pre-installed, but here, no, you need to purchase it before and copy it inside. This one is Reload UI. That's a music player. I have not tried it yet, but you'd have to use the speaker here or the audio port here, because Bluetooth works, but only with keyboard and mouse. With audio devices it's not supported, so your Bluetooth headset or Bluetooth speaker will not work. Okay, Tiny Cloud. I have not looked much into this yet, but it's convenient because you can see the IP address and you can SSH to the game console to install things and mess up with your system. In theory, you can also access the games directory and the music directory. However, I'm using Ubuntu and I tried, but it's not detected. I haven't looked into details yet. I will check in the written review a little more. It also works with AirPlay and USB Ethernet, so I've not tried this one yet, but I suppose you just connect a USB hub to the micro USB port and then the USB Ethernet adapter, and you can have fun. There is a power off menu. You can shut down or reboot. Let's cancel. Okay, so that's the main thing about the user interface. So let's go inside the settings. This one will be boring but can be useful for some people. So the airplane mode is just to disable or enable Wi-Fi. Power options, I used balanced all the time, but you also have power saving, server or performance. And I found out the battery, if you use continuously, maybe it will last 3 to 4 hours before it needs to be charged again. Wi-Fi, we've been there already. Bluetooth, I could not use it actually because I don't have USB keyboard and mouse. This one is Sport S9, is my Bluetooth headset. I can connect to it, but sadly audio does not work and is confirmed inside the forums. They have good forums with active community. So this is for the volume, brightness, I already play with it. Storage is just to show how much space you have. So it comes with a 16GB micro SD card. You could change it to a larger one if you want, but there is plenty of space if you need to install programs or new games. This is the time zone, nothing much here. Languages, notifications. So it's just to show low battery. I guess you want to keep it. About show some system informations. Power off. Okay, that's just like you would expect. Button layout. You can toggle to Xbox or SNES compatible. Oh, so maybe if I switch to SNES and then the A will be accept and B will be back. Okay, I should have looked at this in more detail before. Switch to Launcher Go, it will just reboot the system and present a user interface with less options. So you just have to care about games and less settings here. GPU driver switch. By default it's FB Turbo, but I try to switch to Lima open source driver, and it's apparently it works just fine. And finally we have network gateway switch. You can switch between USB Ethernet or Wi-Fi. I have not tried the USB part. So that would be it for this little demo. I think it's a fun product, and just the assembly part is the most fun I think, but if you want to play games it's good, and if you want to hack a little bit you can do so as well. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll put more details in the description and link to purchase the device as well. Alright, thanks for watching, bye bye.